The beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I do think this is a good thing because people who work within this industry giving directly back.
The beauty industry is very good at its own PR.
I'm confused. Are you guys ethical? But with all that's lurking beneath.
Oh my God, it looks disgusting.
That's sulfuric acid.
Is this industry actually harming us?
Some studies have found that in a petri dish, parabens will make breast cancer cells proliferate.
And with everything we've learned, can we do better?
I'm tired of businesses not representing me.
Your generation should be commended for asking for utter transparency. The rumblings of the revolution are getting louder and louder every day.
Las Vegas is the place for beauty just to really thrive.
Vegas just screams beauty to me. You couldn't be depressed if you were in Las Vegas.
And you definitely won't be bored here.
Did you really say you couldn't be depressed in Vegas? It's like when you become depressed. It's a shithole. Everyone's a gambling addict and drunk.
Shut up!
Oh, come on, look what's around.
Where are you going to see a Statue of Liberty with a roller coaster behind her?
I don't want to. It's excess. It's insane.
Oh, shut up, Queenie. You love it. You'll be on there tonight with your green hair going crazy. Queenie and Resh have arranged for us to meet a scientist called Sean Fitzgerald in Las Vegas.
He's going to talk to us more about the asbestos that could possibly be in our beauty products. I cannot imagine asbestos something so bad to health being in any product that I'd put anywhere near my face or body.
I remembered reading lots of articles about Johnson & Johnson being ordered to pay billions of dollars in payouts due to asbestos being found in their products.
Sean believes that standard tests doesn't pick up the contamination of the asbestos, so he uses a more intricate testing method.
I used to think that talc was just in baby powder, but actually it's used in foundations, it's used in blusher, all sorts of cosmetic products.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. My name is Resh.
About 100 miles from here, there's a whole bunch of mines, and the talc that comes out of those mines has been used for a whole bunch of different things, but importantly, it's been used in cosmetics. It's a very inhospitable place where we're going. It's one of the hottest places on the planet, so the best way to see the talc mines is from the air. Are you guys ready? Oh. Let's do this. This is going to be fun.
It's annoying. I do really want to see Death Valley and everything, and obviously look at the talc stuff. I just can't go in that helicopter. Well, I'm just far too anxious.
I'm scared of heights as well, so I'll just chill back with you.
Down here. I don't know. I'm still excited to see what they find, though.
The view is absolutely stunning. It's amazing. Sean, what is the connection between Death Valley and beauty?
A lot of beauty products are talc-based. We're actually going to get to see where talc came out of the earth.
It's crazy because, you have a makeup product and, you would never think that the ingredients that came from a mine in, the ground.
There's kind of a white scar in the rock. That's going to be the talc mine. They're really all over this area. There were hundreds of thousands of tons of talc pulled out of these holes in the ground.
So my makeup products that I have with me, the talc, so did it come from here? Or is there other sources of talc?
They stopped using the talc that came from here because that talc is contaminated with asbestos.
Oh my gosh.
Are you aware of Johnson & Johnson products?
Yeah.
Johnson & Johnson at one time used talc from Death Valley. In fact, they stopped using it in large part because of the asbestos content. Many people that get asbestos-related diseases now go to their lawyers, and their lawyers say, hey, we're going to file a case against Johnson & Johnson. And there's still thousands of cases pending.
Oh my gosh.
How does the asbestos get mixed in with the talc?
The mineralogy and geology tells us that where talc forms, asbestos can form. You have to use some very sophisticated testing. The kind of testing that I've been doing on cosmetic products. We've made some pretty significant findings. The testing that's required is not in any way adequate. So if you put on these powders, these mascaras, these eyeshadows, they contain talc, and the talc hasn't been checked, well, now, it's plausible that you're releasing asbestos into the air that you breathe.
Gosh.
These lines look closed. So is this now a thing of the past?
It was certainly more prevalent in the past because we weren't really checking, but we're still finding asbestos in talc-containing products to this very day, including cosmetics. Have you ever heard of Claire's?
I'm pretty sure I've used makeup before from Claire's.
A friend of mine sent me a set of talc-based cosmetics. I tested it. I found that it had tremolite asbestos in the cosmetics. Same kind of asbestos that is in the talc we're flying over now.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Have you guys feedback to Claire's about your findings?
Oh yes, Claire's knows who I am. The first response was, any allegations that our products contain asbestos is blatantly false. They even hired their own laboratory to try to replicate my findings. They said that they couldn't find any asbestos. They basically said, we don't believe that there is any asbestos in any of our products, but out of a high degree of caution, we're going to go ahead and pull products off the shelf.
Sean told us that brands rely on mines to say their talc is asbestos-free. Brands aren't breaking the law by selling it, but he thinks testing in mines has to be more sensitive to trace amounts.
And we're back. Back on the ground.
We just looked at talc mines from the sky, and we even talked about a few different brands when we were up in the air. What I didn't tell you is I've been testing as recently as last week. Would you like to know what I found?
Yeah.
Okay. This product. Whose is that?
Mine.
That's yours? We tested this. It's called Easy Bake. And I tested this
That's
one.
also mine.
And then I think the last one that I had is this. It's called MUA. Oh, that's you?
Yeah.
These products were all products that I was aware that some of you had used, but we wanted to break the seal ourselves. We wanted to make sure that anything we found was actually in the product from the factory seal. All right, so I tested all of these products for the presence of asbestos because they were all talcum-based cosmetics.
No.
I found asbestos. I found asbestos in 3 tests, and all 3 of those tests were in the same product. It was yours.
Oh, Queenie.
I found asbestos in MUA.
That's so bad. Do you see a correlation between cheaper products, more expensive products, and the asbestos content coming from talc?
No,
Oh.
because none of them are currently being tested. We have no gatekeeper.
What are the guidelines when it comes to testing products?
There actually isn't any set guidelines for products themselves. For some of the raw materials, there are minimal guidelines. I think it's deplorable that the method they're using is still too insensitive to actually see the asbestos that we see in the final end products.
Do you think that there needs to be a completely independent and perhaps governmental watchdog that's approving these sort of things?
Yes, I do. I think we're finally getting enough public awareness, but we've had these things many times in the past. I'm not trying to make companies go bankrupt. The problem needs to go back to the mine and say, whenever we find asbestos in it, don't use it.
I think it's interesting that manufacturers rely on their suppliers to say the talc is asbestos-free, rather than running their own tests. Sean's claims are that he thinks the industry's testing methods are not a reliable way of finding asbestos contamination.
So after what you've learned today, will your relationship with makeup change?
Yeah, well, I was already on the fence about it. I thought each to their own. But I want to disengage more. I'm the one with the stuff in my products.
Yeah.
Which is quite frustrating, considering I don't even use makeup. It's one of many experiences I feel like I've had in this journey which gives me no trust in it and no faith.
How do you feel about having that in your products?
It was just a bit of a kick in the teeth. It was because I don't even wear makeup. It was sort of like, oh, for God's sake, like the one product I do own.
After Sean's findings, I wanted to give MUA the chance to give us feedback. I really wanted to know what MUA, the manufacturer of my palette, have to say for themselves.
Obviously, like MUA, like it's what like 15-year-olds buy. No, I might do some email them. Okay, what questions do we actually want to ask them?
I feel like we should definitely ask for a start. Do they genuinely test their products?
Yes.
Where is the talc coming from? Do they know where they're getting it from?
Because they're selling to a lot of people, and a lot of young people as well. We've discovered some news about potential contaminants in one of your products, which we want to flag to you. Questions we would like to ask: whether you test for asbestos contamination, how you ensure contaminants don't get into your products, and what you will do now. Sound good so far?
I think you've got everything.
Okay, alrighty. There we go.
Let's see if we get a response.
I'm excited.
It looks like, you know when you like goes around the market store and someone's got it all set out on a little table in front of them, anything you want, anything you want. After speaking to Sean, the questions that I have for the beauty industry are, what is in your product? Where does it come from? And what's the ingredients? So this says, which is like a coconut butter, this says it's got citric acid in. So that's strange.
It's just ridiculous how we do have this sort of blind trust.
Cosmetic products sold in the UK are regulated by the EU, who have banned more than 1,000 chemicals, but the safety of some of these ingredients are disputed by the scientific community.
So we're going to meet a public health scientist at Berkeley University, and she's going to sample our urine to see if there's any sort of traces of potentially damaging chemicals within our beauty products.
Hi.
We've all sent a urine sample to you. Can you tell us what you've been testing it for?
What we're looking for is different chemicals that are in cosmetics that you might be using. So when you put something like moisturizer or foundation on your skin, some of the chemicals absorb into your skin, and if you use perfume, you may be breathing that in, and the chemicals can get in your body that way. And we can measure actual levels in your urine and find out how much of those chemicals you were exposed to. So do you want to see what we found out?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I was really nervous because I definitely felt like I was sitting in the doctor's waiting room, especially because I do use a lot of products regularly.
So I'm going to start with parabens. Parabens, you may have heard of these chemicals. They're used as preservatives in makeup. But we're concerned about them because they mimic or block or otherwise interfere with the hormones in our bodies. Some studies have found that in a petri dish, parabens will make breast cancer cells proliferate. Now, it doesn't mean that parabens cause breast cancer, but it does mean that they act like an estrogen, and it's something for us to be concerned about. So here on the screen, you can see the median level for a European population, and now you can see your levels. Queenie, Casey, Chloe, you all had fairly low levels, but Resh, your levels were considerably higher. And when I look specifically at the list of cosmetics you gave us, your Ultra Base moisturizer has parabens in it.
I have to like smother that all across my body.
When you put it on your skin, it soaks into your skin, so that may be a source of exposure. There's also the Revolution Luxury Banana Baking Powder.
Oh yeah.
The Sleek Makeup Brow Kit, and your Maybelline Concealer. So all of those contain methyl and propylparabens.
My skin is a mess. I'm just learning so much whilst I'm here. Like, how can I lower the amount of parabens in my body?
Just being a savvy consumer. Look for alternate products that don't have parabens in them. There's a lot that we don't know about parabens, and I do want to point out that these are controversial chemicals, but they have the potential to cause long-term health effects. So it's sort of a lot of unknowns.
It's so weird though, because I literally wear makeup, like not all the time, but whenever I wear it, like it would be quite intense, and like mine is the lowest.
And yours is the lowest.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
I tested high in parabens. Quite of a shock. That was eye-opening for me. A lot of my products are paraben-free, so it just goes to show that using a lot of one product with it in probably will cause the damage.
Now, several of your products list fragrance or perfume in them. But the thing about fragrances are that they are covered by trade secret laws. So they don't have to tell us what's in fragrance or perfume because that's a trade secret.
So even if it's my body sprays, could that be a...
Yes, so it could be body sprays or perfumes, but it could be your shampoo, for example.
Do you have any advice on how we can avoid them?
One of the things you can do is you can avoid fragrance altogether. A lot of companies now will specifically source more natural fragrances.
I feel like now whenever I go makeup and skincare shopping, it's not going to be like in and out. I feel like I'm going to go in with my glasses on and really observe the ingredients and
well, it's really
make sure.
hard because there are thousands of chemicals that are used, and you can't be expected to know what all of them are.
One interesting thing that Kim mentioned was legal
loophole doesn't require companies to actually disclose what's in their fragrances. You don't really know what's going into it in any way. Like, you might think you know how it's manufactured or whatever, but you don't really know what you're consuming, and it's terrifying. I have learnt that we really need to know what's going into our stuff to the best of our ability. So we've decided to put our money where our mouth is and actually create a product that incorporates everything we've learnt so far.
I feel like we just need to go and see how to actually make our own makeup, because that's something that I want to do definitely in the future.
I guess it'd be interesting to get into the minds of the sort of people that are producing these products.
What products do you think we should make?
I really want to do like a really glowy highlighter and maybe like a liquid lipstick.
Sun cream seemed quite interesting.
Sun cream would be good.
It'd be good if I could make an SPF that actually did really good things to my skin as well.
So we're going to go and make our own beauty products, and I'm so excited about that. I'm interested to see what we all come together with.
Yes.
One team, one dream.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
This is the heart of our lab. Here at Allure, we manufacture facial creams, we make sunscreen, we make foundations, liquid lipsticks.
Amazing. For each product, the lab gave us a choice of ingredients with different properties and different price points in them.
Ingredients are over here in these folders.
Over the last few days, we've become aware of the possibly dangerous chemicals in a lot of our products, so we're really aware of trying to avoid those toxins and harmful chemicals. For like all 4 of the products, does anyone have any specific requirements that they're pretty strong on, and then maybe can work around those?
We want it to be natural.
Yeah, I think so.
So we need to maintain the brand ethic then. And
In case they like me and you saw in Mexico, they might say they're ethical, cruelty-free and whatnot, but the way they get sourced their raw materials could be completely unethical and really exploitative.
When we, as a company, source raw materials, we have a clean history and when 100% certified.
Same price.
Right.
We can start with the sunscreen. There's a natural version of the SPF, which is a little bit on the costlier side, and a chemical SPF, which is on the little bit on the lower end side.
What factor do we want it to be?
We don't want it too low, like 15 or something, because then what's the point?
So
I
like
guess
30 then?
I think 30.
Base cost for natural, for sunscreen, is £8. Chemical is £4.
People are getting away from chemical sunscreen, and a lot of sunscreens are now banned. Like in California and Hawaii and Australia, they destroy the coral reef.
I care about the environment, and the beauty industry has a lot of responsibility in these things at the moment.
If we can do an SPF of 30 with all natural ingredients for £8, we can do something smarter with the packaging about recycling. Maybe that if you buy it for the first time, when the bottle's empty, you come back and they refill it and you buy it £5 cheaper.
Okay.
Are we all agreed?
Yeah, I think so.
So I think because we went 100% natural with the sunscreen, I think we should do the same with the moisturiser.
Just keeps it simple, basic and straight to the point.
I'm happy with that.
Because we're adding a lot of natural ingredients, some of those ingredients might not smell particularly good. We need to think about fragrances.
Counteract it.
I think we really should looking at natural ones and not synthetic, just because
Yeah.
we don't know what's in fragrances.
Is this all natural?
Yeah, this is natural.
Can I have a smell?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know
I
what
think that smells really nice.
Oh, it's fresh as well.
Yeah.
I like that one.
The orange one's quite nice here. This one's quite nice. It's quite fresh and fruity and...
I think orange.
I think orange for moisturiser is fine. We've met all these different people. We've learned quite a lot of information. And we've kind of got the opportunity to look into the inside and actually figure out how hard or easy it would be to create a product that could be ethical.
Lipstick. It comes down to which colour.
I wouldn't be too keen on lighter colours because I feel like lighter colours don't show up as well on darker skin.
Yeah, like a really vivid colour.
Yeah.
I don't want to make a product that I can't use and none of my people from my background can use.
But you need to think about your target market. Not everybody's of the same race as you, though.
But not everyone's the same race as you guys.
Okay.
Like, I'm tired of, like, businesses not representing me as an individual.
Yeah.
Should we go for this red one?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is everyone happy with that red?
Yeah.
Classic red lips. Red for filth. Done. Now it's the highlighter.
Again, I think it should suit all tones.
For sure. You know, it kind of needs to be an in-between shade.
Gold kind of works for a lot of different tones, doesn't it?
And also with the gold, you can also use it on your eyes as well as an eyeshadow.
Yeah, I do that.
I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we're done. Perfect.
We're done.
I think that's good. Let's go and have some fun in the lab.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, please grab your lab coat.
And the safety glasses as well.
Queenie, you look like a mad scientist.
This is our liquid highlighter. Apparently, because we chose a natural base, it just doesn't hold the pigment as well. It's more like shimmery foundation. This was the gold tone. I don't know what liquid highlight should be like, if I'm honest, but probably something like this. Maybe more.
A little bit more.
Yeah, I think this one needs more, because as you can see, it's not got quite the shimmer.
My whole perspective was it needs to be something worth buying with benefits, but also being good for the environment or the community.
Twist it, and then straight in the middle, you let the lipstick fall.
It's like a piping bag for icing sugar, isn't it?
Yes. When you place an order for 5,000 pieces, we do have machine.
Yeah. This is an absolute fail. It's very thick, and it's quite tricky to do because it's hard to get it very precise.
So we have made the base of the moisturizer. Now we can add the fragrance to it.
The orange. I think that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine, right?
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
I like it. It's nice. I can't believe we've actually made something.
We're about to package the sun cream. Do you know what I like? Because there's no added extras in there. It'd be great for someone with sensitive skin. Right, I kind of messed this one up, but we'll give this one to Casey.
So I'm realising now that making something natural, ethical and something affordable can be really difficult.
I feel like I understand and sympathise with brands a little more. You know, I really seen that how much of a complex process it actually is. So we're on our way today to meet up with Jane Larkworthy, who is a beauty editor for New York Magazine, and she's been in the industry for 25 years now, and she's just like the OG influencer. She started pretty much way before anyone else did, so she's such a powerful person.
It'd be really cool to meet someone who actually knows the industry and has seen it change over quite a pivotal time. As a veteran beauty expert, I'm really excited to show Jane our product and see what she thinks of it.
Hi guys. I'm Jane.
Hi, I'm Resh.
Nice to meet you, Resh.
Hello.
What does your current role consist of?
When I joined, I had a weekly column called The Beauty of It All. So I have that, but I also cover the market in the beauty industry. The rapid pace is invigorating. So I've been doing this for more than 30 years. So I have my take on the industry, but you've been doing this for 2.5 weeks. Tell me about your trip.
I see the beauty industry as a very powerful tool for anyone, any age, any gender, any background. To me, the beauty industry gives us the tools to become whoever we want to be, and I can express myself however I like. But we always see this rose-tinted view of the beauty industry, but you know, when you scratch beneath the surface, it can get very ugly very quickly.
You know, rose-colored glasses are easy to keep on,
Yeah, definitely.
but you always have to take them off. And you've educated yourself, and maybe the next thing is to educate others.
So we actually were at a lab a couple of days ago and we made our own products. It's our first time making any products. So please be kind because
I don't know about that, but let me see what you got. So I'm going to start with the sun cream.
We basically just wanted to make like a brand, all natural, for all the products, and then we would have built off that.
Got it. So the base of this is all natural?
Yes.
What is the SPF number?
30.
Nice. Well done. I mean, for 30, it feels pretty great, I have to say.
This is the moisturiser. It's
Okay.
got like an orange, zesty flavour to it.
Okay.
we wanted to make an all-natural product that was accessible to all.
If anything, I think it's too scented.
Yeah.
Like the
Interesting.
orange. I don't want any fragrance in what I'm putting on my face.
Yeah.
But it feels nice. It's more the scent that kind of bothers me.
With the lipstick, we chose this colour because me and Queenie felt as though we wanted to make a shade that anyone of any skin tone could use and kind of pull off. Like, we're quite tired of not being represented everywhere we go.
Sure. This has a very nice glide, although after an amount of time, it stops.
Yeah.
Which you kind of want. You want to be able to mold it a little when you apply it, but then you want it to stay. So I think the color is great, and I think it's wonderful that you are thinking about brown girls too.
We also created liquid highlighters as well.
Oh.
It's like mousse.
I personally like the whipped feeling. Well, let me see. It's a little sticky. It's kind of doing weird things on my skin right now.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever I tested it out, it wasn't the right formula.
I think the result is not quite working.
Yeah.
By and large, you don't get an A+, but I think you definitely get a passing grade. Who would your consumer be?
I think our audience would be young girls or men that are just starting out in makeup and just getting their first couple of products. And if you can grab somebody at the beginning to buy natural, hopefully they would stick with that.
You got them. That's good. The fact that you took the natural bent, I think is really smart. But I think what's more important is if you are honest about what is in your product. And maybe even explain why. If there is an active that has a chemical derivative, explain why you're using it.
Do you believe a brand can ever be 100% ethical?
I sure hope so. I think it would be really refreshing. And I think some are. But you notice how I looked away when I answered that? But I think Rome was not built in a day. And the rumblings of the revolution are getting louder and louder every day.
So how do you think the beauty industry has changed since when you first started?
Where do I start? I think the beauty industry is more inclusive. Your generation should be commended for asking for utter transparency. Where an ingredient came from, who it's for, and some of the old guard who might be resistant to that, I think will suffer in the long run.
Would you be able to give us some of the names of the old guard?
Of course not. You can probably guess. But what's interesting is much of the old guard, they're getting woke, some faster than others. Brands really need to talk to their consumers. If you don't, you're gone.
She wasn't glossy. She was so unglossy.
She just
and
said
it
it
was
how it
amazing.
is, and then that's it. She isn't there to glorify everything. You know, she's there to say good and bad things, and I feel like because of that, you automatically trust her a lot more than some other people. I mean, her today has just been really inspiring and motivational.
The last 2 weeks have been a total eye-opener for me. I definitely feel like my perception on makeup has been challenged.
My view on the beauty industry now, I have so much bad to say about it, but it doesn't mean that I hate makeup now. It just means that I'm more aware of like the consequences.
Seeing how much plastic can destroy the environment, I feel like now is the time in which I'm going to just completely change my whole routine and use products that don't have as much plastic.
I'm definitely going to check to see what ingredients are in the product. Before, I would have never even thought about ingredients in makeup. I'm so surprised within the industry how things can be hidden, like ingredients and where things come from. I think going forward, honesty is definitely the best policy, and that's what the beauty industry really need to do. They need to be honest with the consumers.
I do feel a lot more informed, for better or for worse, and I guess there is some hope that things will change.
The beauty industry, if it actually takes action, can become sustainable. I hope that the big global players know that there is an issue and take action against this.
I think exploitation, as we saw, is often overlooked by everybody that consumes beauty products because it's not something that we consider, and it's most definitely not on Instagram and not on adverts.
What I've learned about the beauty industry is that on one hand it can be so powerful to individuals, whereas on the other hand someone can be left shortchanged and in danger just to create those products. There could be a more even playing field if the beauty industry just took more of a responsibility.
After filming, MEA responded to Sean's findings and said that they would like to assure their customers that they take their care extremely seriously. They said the Silent Disco eyeshadow palette was discontinued over a year ago and is no longer on sale. They said all their products rigorously comply with all EU safety standards on contaminants and that they keep a full record of test results. They said they have carried out more recent tests on this exact batch of product which showed no trace of any contamination. MEA said their customers can be totally confident that no harm will come to them from any of their products. In response to Sean's claims of Claire's products containing small amounts of asbestos, the Claire's website says they stand behind the safety of all their cosmetic items, but out of caution they recalled 4 products. Claire switched to talc-free manufacturing for Oz Cosmetics in 2018.
Johnson & Johnson's website says it continues to sell products containing talc. It says that thousands of tests and the latest scientific research confirms that their consumer talc products are safe to use, do not contain asbestos, and do not cause cancer. Today there are more than 10,000 pending cases, and Johnson & Johnson say that they are committed to defending them, and they have successfully overturned many lawsuits against them.